The most epic home studio setup ever.
How's it going? My name is Butch Walker and welcome to the Butcher Shop. This is, where I spend most of my time, which is the old barn, which I just converted into a personal studio. I like a big open floor plan. I don't like to be, more boxed in. It's not my favorite thing to have a separate control room, just because half the time I'm the band on a lot of records where I'm running back and forth, and I really like to drive the computer and all that over here and all the gear myself. I also love when I record full band records, which I do a lot of, and just being able to just talk. There's nothing worse, and artists know this because I've been in this boat myself, where you finish a take, you look in the control room glass, you can't hear anybody, and you just see a bunch of people in there laughing. Yeah. And then they finally, like a minute later, hit the talk back and go like, okay, let's do it again. What an awful feeling. And it doesn't do anything for an artist's confidence when they already feel like a monkey in a cage. They already feel like, an animal in a glass cage when you're doing that. So it's just better to just have it be in a big open room. And I know how to get sounds that sound good without having to have isolation. This was a horse barn, 6-stall horse barn, which was mostly just dirt and concrete, and on either side had 3 stalls down each side. And then over here where my ISO booth, it was like more where the washroom was. So there's a drain under the floors there where the horses were washed. But, instead of shoveling, I'd rather try to shovel hits instead of shits, if I can, which is so dumb to say, but my friend said it the other day and I couldn't resist using it. But the thing is I needed to have at least one good ISO booth. So we built this into a nice isolation room where you could I track 80% of the records I do in here on the drums. I just put a couple of rolling gobos up here in the back just to kind of give us a little bit of it doesn't really isolate us, as you can imagine. It doesn't isolate things, but it definitely controls a little bit of the ambience. It knocks that back a little bit. I've had a lot of consoles over the years. I've had SSLs and I've had Neves, and I had a Quad 8 2082 from the 70s for about a decade, which I loved. But funny enough, I grew up making records on tape and cutting tape, and my favorite records and favorite sounding things I've ever done were all done on API consoles. So I'm like, why don't I have an API? That's ridiculous. So, as fate would have it, I had Dave over at API, my buddy. He hit me up and was like, okay, look, you got to check out this new 2448. They had like I want to say like a demo model or something, but like they basically just did it to my specs. After that, I said I want a 24 channel version, producer's desk on the right hand side with rack space, because I'm keeping it pretty simple with just 2 IOs. So I've just got 2 Universal Audio Apollo X16s, which sound great, and I'm a huge advocate of all things UA. They're an incredible company, and so I've been proud to be part of their family for everything. So I use the way my workflow is with them is I go back and forth between two DAWs. I use the Pro Tools, the dreaded Pro Tools, which has been in my life as it's like a stepchild. I would not be able to get rid of. But I've been using Luna a lot. I love Luna.
That's killer.
I love it. It sounds great. I know that sounds weird because it's a DAW, but it has a thing. And it's also, I just love the workflow. I was a beta tester for it for a long time. So I bounce back and forth. But when I'm in like Pro Tools mode, I keep this virtual console, the UA virtual console, like running always in the background. Yep. And basically it's all my lines. So it's basically the front end, Sure. All my microphones are going through the API, everything. So when I want to come in and hear something, I just unmute it from the board and it's live. So if I go here, then this is, that's,
yeah.
So then that's live. I can just do Law and Order theme music all day long. But so anytime I just unmute something, it's live in the room. And because I don't have the isolation and the separation for the control room, and I like to party rock the volume on the speakers, I have to keep everything muted by default because otherwise the mics are hot in the room. And when I say hot, I keep them hot. I like to run things hot. I like to peg that in the red and until it tells me it doesn't sound good. And then I have basically, like I think I told you, my drum setup, which is, you know, here straight across, and I can take, you know, 7, 8 patch cables and just go boom, boom like that. And then I cross patch my drums, and either that ISO booth or the live room drums have identical settings. Which, like I said, 9 times out of 10 works, but a couple of tweaks here and there and you're off and running.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip. If you're setting up your own studio and you have any questions about how to hook things up, what to plan for, what gear you are thinking about getting, how you want to go about it, you can schedule a call with me at andrewmastersmusic.com. It's a one-on-one, 1-hour consultation where you can ask me anything you want. The link is down in the description. Go schedule your call today. And if you're just chilling and you want to subscribe or watch another clip, click one of these 2 things.